What's good, peeps? Thanks always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so it's been brought to my attention by a few eagle-eyed folk that I've not done a video about tomorrow night's fight card in Manchester. You are right, I haven't. I have only recently, I guess, spoken about Kovalev versus Canelo. That seems to have taken all my attention about tomorrow night's boxing. But we do have a fight card in Manchester, headlined, I believe, I don't know, I'm sure this has been confirmed, but I've not been following it. I believe it's headlined by Katie Taylor. Although it would make sense for it to be, headlined by Antony CROLLA. Obviously, this is his farewell fight, which in itself is a bit strange, right? I don't remember too many farewell fights, right? It's either you lose and you retire, or you retire after a fight or in between a fight, right? You kind of, fights happened, you lose, and you kind of say, I'm done. It's very rare for fighters to have farewell fights. It's happened, but it's very, very rare. What if Antony CROLLA looks spectacular tomorrow evening? I mean, what if he just looks so sharp, it's unbelievable. And it's for a title as well, which I find strange. It's for the WBA Continental Lightweight title, which why have it as a title? I don't know. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure who's headlining this. What's the level of interest in this fight card? I don't sense much interest. Maybe that's why I've not done a video about it. I normally do videos based on what people are kind of talking about sometimes, and I haven't seen many people talk about this fight card at all. It's a decent little fight card. If I'm honest with you, if you were to remove the Katie Taylor fight, and obviously CROLLA's is a farewell fight, but if you were to remove the Katie Taylor fight, it really kind of resembles a next-gen card. There's a lot of people that we have to wait and see if they are going to take the next step, and it resembles a next-gen card. So I don't know if there's that much interest in it. I don't know. All right, let's have a look at it anyway. What have we got on it? We got Nathan Farrell versus Ivica Gogozovic. Nathan Farrell 2-0. Gogozovic, I'm probably butchering that name. You guys know, 12-28. Okay, moving on. Dalton Smith 3-0 super lightweight against Michael Carrero, who is 13-54. I mean, look, I'm not taking a piss. These are going to happen, right? These are openers. They're going to happen. Gamel Yafai, I feel like he's still rebuilding after that Gavin McDonnell loss. A lot of hype about him around that time. I think if he beat McDonnell, he would have gone on and he could be fighting at world level now. A lot of people were talking big things about him. He lost. I think he's had a couple of wins since then. He fights Lee Clayton, 10-3, who's won his last 4 or 5. But I mean, you got to look at the box rec to see who he's fighting. I mean, yes, and this is not being disrespectful, but yes, he's won his last 4 and 5, which sounds good, right? I mean, if you're selling the fight, oh, Gamel Yafai is fighting a guy that's won his last 5. I mean, he's fighting guys that are like, I don't know, I think I saw the record, 4-40, 1 and, I didn't mean ridiculously bad record. So Gamel Yafai is going to win that one, probably get a stoppage. Super bantamweight fight. This one might be good. It's for the vacant WBA Continental Super Bantamweight title. You got the unbeaten Ashfaq against Joe Ham. Should be a decent little scrap there. I do favour Ashfaq to get the victory. Heavyweights, Martin Bakole, who's only just been put on this card. Obviously, he's replacing Joshua Buatsi. That's probably what the card's missing, by the way. I think Buatsi versus Caparello. I think it was Caparello. It was, wasn't it? Would have been, I don't know, just something a bit better on this card. But anyway, Bakole's on this card, and he takes on Rodney Hernandez. The stare down lasted for about a minute. I don't know what a stare down's doing lasting for a minute. Late replacement, I guess. Both of those guys didn't know they were going to be on a fight card. Bakole had a fight, a couple of weeks ago, was it, against Kevin Johnson? So he's in fighting shape. I like the way he's being rebuilt. Remember, he, again, was a guy that had a lot of hype. A guy known as giving Anthony Joshua some problems in sparring. And then he got kind of bashed up badly by Michael Hunter. Took a bit of time out, and I think he's won 3 straight since then. So I like the way he's been rebuilt. Hernandez is a guy that's lost a few. I think he's lost 8. He has, lost 8. And he's lost to all kind of prospects. F.A. Jagbas, I think, knocked him out. Kuzman, Joey Deweko, not really a prospect. Deweko's the guy that was rumoured to put Anthony Joshua down. in the lead up to the Andy Ruiz fight. So he's mixed it with decent opposition, but he's lost all those times. So if Bakole even goes to points here, it won't look good. So Bakole's got to do a job on him, and I think he will. Super featherweight female fight between Terry Harper and Viviane Ubernouf. Terry Harper unbeaten. Ubernouf has lost 5. It's not a deep division, so if she's lost 5, then yeah, I expect Terry Harper to get the decision. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a 6 or 8 rounder, but there is an IBO title on the line. So, I mean, it's a world title fight, I guess, right? The IBO, you know, the way I feel about it, it is a world title. So that probably is a 10 rounder. So Terry Harper should get the decision there. Felix Cash against Jack Cullen should be a good one. That should be a good scrap. Felix Cash unbeaten. Jack Cullen's lost 1. Decent scrap. Again, that's why I say, and you can see the names I've been reading out here. You can understand why I've said it's kind of a next-gen card. But I think Felix Cash will get that one. But it's a good fight. That's for the Commonwealth middleweight title. So again, those are the guys that are looking to take that next step. Let's see who takes that next step. Antony CROLLA against a guy, I can't lie to you, I've never heard of this guy before. Frank Ikwalaga. Again, Antony CROLLA's farewell fight. The last time we saw CROLLA, it was a bad defeat against Lomachenko. I can understand how you don't want to go out like that. I get it. But I feel like maybe he shouldn't have announced it as a farewell fight. Just have a fight and maybe retire after. I don't know. We'll see how you feel after this fight. There's no shame in getting beaten up like that against Loma. I guess it doesn't help when Luke Campbell put on a very good performance, I don't know, 3-4 months later. That doesn't help, right? Because it makes you look like you're levels away. And I guess he probably is levels away, but Antony CROLLA's had a very good career. What more can you want? You've won a world title, right? What more can you ask for? And I think, personally, he overachieved. I think he gave everything he could. And that's all you want from any sportsman, whether it be a footballer, any sportsman, right? I mean, there are some footballers out there that clearly aren't the most skilled, but as long as they give everything they can give, not a problem. Not a problem. I look at Jordan Henderson. I'm a Liverpool fan. Gives everything. People might say, oh, he's not that good. No, he gives everything. That's all I ask for. And I think CROLLA's literally given every ounce of his ability. And I think that's why I think it's been a fantastic career. And again, he has been world champion. He has had some big fights. He's made that money. He's headlined at the MN Arena a couple of times. And I think if he does hang up the gloves, and he said it is his last fight. Joe Gallagher said it's his last fight. Eddie Hearn said it's his last fight. But you know boxers, if it is his last fight, then he can be proud of what really is a great career. And I hope he goes out on a win. I hope he does get a stoppage. I hope it's a good fight. I don't want it to be a blowout. Hope it's like a little war, but then he does get the victory, and then he can just retire and call it quits. But again, fantastic career. There's a few boxers like that. I think Tony Bellew, again, another boxer, overachieved, right? Probably never expected to get where he got, the heights, pay-per-view, the money he made. And I think CROLLA's the same. So again, fantastic career, and I hope that he gets the win. To what I think is the main event, I guess it kind of is, Katie Taylor versus Christina Linardatu. Katie Taylor's a funny one because she was interviewed by Don McGuinness, who works for TalkSport. I've actually commentated with Don McGuinness, fantastic commentator. Made me feel like shit because he's so good. And he asked her the question about KSI Logan Paul. There's only a small clip on TalkSport's Twitter page. I don't know why he asked the question. I don't know what was the build up to it. And she said she just doesn't like it. And it's refreshing to hear a boxer say that, because a lot of boxers now are coming out sticking up for it, saying, yeah, it's great, it will grow boxing. And obviously her, world champion, unbeaten, fantastic amateur career, saying it's not a fan of it. Not a fan of boxers that kind of, you know, built themselves up from the amateurs, you know, all that kind of grit and hard work they put in. And for Billie Joe Saunders to be co-main event to them, she didn't like it at all. And it's refreshing, finally, for a boxer to speak the fucking truth. But it does make me question, because I've always asked about Katie Taylor, why isn't she being promoted more? Why isn't she doing more things? Why isn't she getting out there? And that probably answers the question. She just doesn't care about it. She doesn't care about any of that. She just wants to fight. What did shock me when I was looking at all the fight card was her age. I did not know Katie Taylor was 33. Didn't know that at all. I thought she was a lot younger than that. But yeah, Katie Taylor is 33. She's going for a world title in a different weight class against this girl, Christina Linadatu. Let's be honest, we didn't really know much about Christina Linadatu beforehand, but I think she showed herself well in the lead up to this fight, right? She's saying all the right things. She looks tough. I know that doesn't mean anything, and I know that that's not really me putting my boxing hat on saying she's going to do this and do that. I haven't watched her fights, I can't lie to you. The only person she has lost to, and I've heard it was a kind of disputed decision, was Pursoon, who I think beat Katie Taylor recently. So, I mean, that at least gives us an understanding as to where she is and that it might be a good fight. And I think it will be a decent little scrap. Katie Taylor gives you a chance. As good as a boxer she is, she does give you a chance. And if Linadatu jumps on her straight away, it could be a good scrap. But in the end, I guess you expect Katie Taylor to come through because they do have a lot lined up for Katie Taylor. She has to come through this one. Remember, they've just signed Cecilia Brackus, who is a weight just above this one. That can happen, no doubt about that. The Pursoon rematch. Pursoon's actually fighting a girl from Nigeria, very tough girl from Nigeria, so that should be a good fight. And then you've got Serrano. So there's a couple of good fights that, fingers crossed, can be made into super fights, because I still feel like female boxing just hasn't woke up yet, at all, by the way. And fingers crossed, if Katie Taylor puts on a really good performance, or even if it's, I hope that Linadatu, as the underdog, puts on a good performance, so it almost is a fight that's spoken about. There aren't many female fights that people are getting excited about in the aftermath of yet. So I hope it's a good performance, but I hope Katie Taylor wins. I hope Pursoon wins. They can get that rematch on and then somehow get Serrano and Cecilia Brackus in this and just have some super fights between some females. So yeah, that's it. I've spoken about the card now, people. Again, I don't think too many people are going to watch this card just because it doesn't have that something, does it? It's missing something. But I think some good fights there, some good matchups, particularly Felix Cash versus Jack Cullen. And what else do I think is going to be a good fight card? Ashfaq versus Joe Ham could be a good one. And I think CROLLA could be a good one as well, just because it is his final fight. And obviously, you can never rule out the big boys, right? We've seen Bakole slip up before, but I doubt he will slip up against Hernandez. What do you guys think about the card? Let me know. Peace.